Well, we almost got 2 inches last night. And we got about 1.5 inches the night before. And it's windy today, folks. Yep. But it's partly cloudy. In between the clouds, bright blue skies. 70-something degrees. Looking nice now. And I don't know if y'all can see it. The oak trees have all bloomed. And got the catkins hanging down. Oh yeah. Surely have. Well, hello there, friends and family. I know it's been a while since you've seen old Mr. Tom. And I know many of y'all were concerned whether we came through those storms we've had the last couple of days here in the deep south. And as you can see, we're alive. Oh yeah. We made it. And didn't receive any damage that I can tell. Now, because it has been some ferocious weather on Tuesday and Wednesday, especially Wednesday more than Tuesday, we haven't been out much and that. So we decided to come out today, take a little walkabout, talk about weather and storms. And you might think, well, what old Mr. Tom's going to talk about is just weather and these last couple of days of storms. Well, we're going to talk about that too. Because yeah, it's been pretty fierce down here in the deep south. It all started in Texas. Multiple tornadoes sprung throughout Texas. Then as that storm front swept into Louisiana and Mississippi, more tornadoes. And then of course, by the time it reached us here in Alabama on early Wednesday afternoon, we had tornadoes as well throughout many areas of our state. In fact, looking this morning, right now they're saying we had at least 12 potential tornadoes. And when I say potential, the only reason they're not confirmed is because the National Weather Service hasn't finished up investigating them yet. And they'll go to each site and they'll determine whether it was straight line winds or an actual tornado, and then what size of tornado. So yeah, we had a lot of damage here in our state as well. The storms are now passed on into Georgia. They're dealing with it today, Thursday. And then it's the Carolinas for today and tomorrow. And I hope and I pray for them as well, that they will all fare better than we did here in the state of Alabama, and as those in Mississippi and Texas did. But only time will tell. But it's a beautiful, another beautiful spring day now, and many things are alive. So we weathered this storm by Mother Nature really well, as far as I can tell. So let's just take a walk around and see how everything is, and then we'll talk about weather and other storms when we sit down on the front porch here at Deep South Bama. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but you can hear the birds. And something that I haven't seen in years, and I don't know if we'll catch them. You see one right there. See the honeybee fluttering all around? This here holly is loaded up with them. There are literally hundreds of them. For the first time in years have I even seen one, let alone I can't remember when I saw this many frequenting these hollies. And they're all coming to try to get the nectar out of. Right there's one right there. See him? Be quiet. Yep. Trying to get the nectar. off these little bitty tiny blossoms right here that will form these new berries, which you can already see forming right here. And there are literally millions of them, blossoms on these holly bushes. Of course, there's still some of last year's berries sitting in there. You can see some right there. And at times it may be a little hard to hear Mr. Tom out here with the wind. And there's another little honeybee right there. But they are everywhere. And I'm ever so thankful. The blueberries have done fantastic. And the honeybees, as well as the bumblebees, are frequenting them as well. I think you can see all the blossoms. And many of them have fallen off because of the high winds. But if you look closely, there's literally thousands more. So it looks, by the grace of God, we're going to have a bountiful harvest of blueberries again this year, if we don't have a snap frost. You know, a late frost. Look at that bumblebee right on in there, working those blossoms, making those blueberries. He's hard at it. And of course, I got my sidekick, Spooky, at my feet. You right with me, ain't you, buddy? You my little guy, ain't you? I got you in the shadow there, Spook. I can't see you good. Yep, there's my little buddy. Cleo's overeating. But the blueberries have fared well too. And the bumblebees are doing their business, taking care of things. And we're ever so thankful. And the pollen, oh boy, that's something we're going to talk about too a little bit later. The pollen this time of year is totally unbelievable. And if you look over here at the Latanya, you can see the blossoms in there on the blackberry canes. See those white blossoms? Now if you were with me on the last walkabout, you'll notice we came up here on the bank beside the road and I showed you where all the blackberries and dewberries were. Well, now you can really tell where they are, because now you can see all the blossoms. See them all up through there? Literally hundreds upon hundreds of blossoms. And once again, the bumblebees, as well as some honeybees, are doing their job, pollinating the flowers, so we'll have the blackberries again this year. Woo, I'm looking forward to that. Maybe y'all are as well too. But so many other things have started to blossom and come out. We got the little white flowers coming up here. Not sure what they are. There's always a plethora of wildflowers that come up at different stages here on this north bank. You can see some of those delicate white flowers just right there. Come on, Spook. Come on down. Say hi to your fans, okay? You big old baby. Just a big old baby, ain't you? You my baby. Whoop, we like to fail. That wouldn't be good. And you know, I was worried about my pig. Worried that, you know, maybe that frost bit it back a bit. But you can see it has come alive as well. Now's the time to get it all mulched up and get her fertilized and ready for this year. But you can see in the matter of just a week or so how much more alive things have started to pop everywhere. So we got to get in gear, get things going on. Now, we had some straight line winds come through, and some of the cardboard got shook up. We'll have to come out, place some of it back where it belongs. And that, ain't that right, Spooky? But for now, we'll just do a little bit, getting things back in shape. For the most part, it survived. And you can just see all kinds of flowers starting to break through. And more blackberries over here on this old brush pile. That's why I haven't burned it off yet. This thing is loaded up with dewberry and blackberry canes. Yep, they surround it. And everywhere you see a white blossom, that's going to be a blackberry, or lower down, a dewberry. I thought about burning it down earlier, and then I thought, well, we can wait till berry season is done. And we got all these beautiful yellow flowers popping up all throughout the yard. See, that's why I don't mow everything slapped down early. I want you to look out through there. Now, some look out over that carpet of green and they see non-uniformity. I see nature and all of its beauty. Just like over here in the raised bed that I haven't done anything with. And I know many people are out planting and doing all kinds of stuff. I'm going to take my time. You can see all the hairy vetch there that's now blossoming. White and lavender flowers, yellow flowers. Yep. The radishes, they're starting to bolt. I'm going to let them bolt. They'll put out their seed pods again. Even my onions are starting to go to seed. For these bigger ones, this will be their second year. Which brings up a good subject. Onions are biennial. The first year, they don't produce seed. The second year, if they're left in the ground, they'll go to seed. That's what's happening right here. And right here. And they'll get larger. And I'm thinking, since I'm not in a real short for onions, I'll just let them do that. Go to seed. I still got to have my little sit down bonfire here. Sure do. Well, I'm hoping the camera's doing it justice as we walk out through here. All the hairy vetch blooming, the yellow flowers popping up through. Oh yeah. To me, I see beauty. And if you look here on these, see all the little tiny violet flowers. They're just everywhere. What do you think, Spook? Look good to you? You love it? You do, don't you? Oh, Spooky, he's a nature lover too. And then over here, more of those pretty yellow flowers. They're all over the place. So what we're going to do is leave this carpet alone, and we're going to start mowing here in the front to the road and that. And we got to get out here next day or two. Things dry up, and we're going to get this ready to go. It looks pretty rough right now. Ain't going to take an hour or two, and it'll be ready to go. Trust me that. So as you can see, the old place stood up pretty well, all in all. What do you think, Spook? Huh? He's talking. He likes to talk. And of course my birds, they're not going hungry. They still got millions and millions of holly berries to eat if they so desire. And they do eat them. There's just a pile of them. So, did we weather these storms? Yes, we did here. But my heart goes out to those in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and now Georgia and the Carolinas that have not been so fortunate. No. May God keep them and help them get through these tragic times for them. And if you've never been through a natural disaster, especially a tornado or heavy straight line winds, then you just can't realize how devastating it can be to your life. I would know, because personally I have been through that. And I don't mean I was close to them. Oh no. Back in '74, my entire neighborhood, with the exception of just a handful of houses, was virtually wiped off the face of the planet. Ooh, see right there's a bunch of dewberries. All blossomed out. Oh, we're gonna have plenty of berries. Blackberries, dewberries, and of course, blueberries. All good stuff. Well, we're back at the front porch. Let's sit down and chat a little bit before we go on in. So as you can see, we're back on the front porch. And I know, old Mr. Tom looking a little scruffy today. Well, I haven't been out a lot. Nope, not much at all. And the reason being for that, there were other things happening in my life. Nothing all that tragic, nothing I haven't dealt with before. And many of you watched that last video of me walking out in those big woods. And that walk was only supposed to take, about 30 minutes to an hour. And I wound up being out there nearly 4 hours. And in all truth, that was a little bit too much, even for me. You know, with everything that's going on, with health issues I have, that I've had for a long, long time, and that, it got to me a little bit. In fact, many of y'all made comments about that, about my breathing and all that. And for those of you new to the channel, may not know, old Mr. Tom, he's got a COPD and emphysema. And that's why I mean more, you know, and spend the last 2 days monitoring the weather, because you better be doing that if you live in the South, because it can change in a heartbeat and be on top of you before you know it. I had plenty of time to think, and the subject came up, weather and storms. And see, storms don't always come just by Mother Nature. The more I got to thinking about it, people have storms in their life, some every day, and they can develop in many ways, and they can be just as tragic or devastating as anything Mother Nature can throw at us. They can be health conditions, you know, such as I have, and I know many of y'all have, and we have to deal with those daily. Sometimes we're better, sometimes we're worse, and especially if you're out doing videos and documenting your life, there are times when you just don't feel like being on camera. You just don't. And when I got back from that outing last Wednesday, I suffered some that night, and for the day or two following, because I was out with the pollen count extremely high, just like it is today. The only saving grace is, you know, the wind cleared a lot of it out, as did the rain. But up until that point, we hadn't had rain for probably about 10 days. If I go show you my car right now, you'd be able to see it. Even though it just stopped raining early this morning, it's back covered in yellow right now. Pollen count is extremely high, and that has an effect on me. It creates a personal storm in my life. That storm being flare-ups, COPD, and my emphysema. Now I gotta be careful. And sometimes, just like last Wednesday, I don't use good sense. I push the envelope, and then I pay a price for it. Now I'm sure many of y'all can relate to that in your own lives. But personal storms can be anything from health conditions to financial issues, such as out of work, been in an accident, can't work, or, has been the case here in the last year and a half, because of this virus, you're out of work, you don't have a job. And as we can all see, the little bit we're all getting courtesy of our government, you couldn't possibly live for a year and a half on it. Not even old Mr. Tom, which is debt free. Couldn't do it. And I'm sure nobody could have. But beyond being financial, it can be emotional storms in your life as well. Loss of a loved one, loss of a spouse, loss of a family member. Those can all be personal storms in a person's lives. And I don't know why I got to thinking about personal storms during these last couple of days of extreme weather, but I did. And it's all relatable. Whether Mother Nature is the cause of the storm or some other criteria in our life is the cause of the storm, it's still a storm to us. Those of us who are having to endure it. And it can be, like I said, daily. It can be one tragic storm, as in loss of a loved one, loss of a job, loss of a house. Say you had a house fire. Think how tragic that would be. Storms come, I guess from what I'm trying to say, storms just don't always come from Mother Nature. They come in many different shapes, sizes, and forms. And how devastating they are depends on who you are, what you have, and how you can cope with the situation. But yeah, my personal storm since Wednesday was, my health wasn't doing all so great. It never is this time of year with the way the pollen is. Any of y'all have respiratory issues, asthma, COPD, emphysema, you'll know pollen is not your friend. It becomes your number one enemy. So you try to limit your exposure outdoors, even though you want to be outdoors. And I surely do want to be outdoors, as you saw last Wednesday. I got so much I want to do outside. But then, when I push it, then I'm down. But about the time I get feeling better, last week, a sort of kind of storm came up. And it could have been, I had some computer issues. Yep. I had some memory error problems with my computer, where I couldn't take these videos and upload and work on them because it takes processor memory to do that. Now I could upload them to the computer, just couldn't do nothing with them until I was able to come up with more memory to replace memory to get back to where I can edit videos, which I'm hoping today, after I get done talking with y'all, I'll be able to do that. I'll be able to take this video, put in there, edit it, and get it out to you, let you know, old Mr. Tom, Kitty Crew. Not sure how many you'll see. You saw old Spook, maybe Trixie and Gracie too. Cleo, like I said, she's probably now asleep somewhere, since she's not over here with me. And then of course y'all know how Speedy is. Magoo and Elrod, they've been coming and going. Hard to catch on camera, but as the year goes on and I'm out more, once these waves of yellow pollen finally get over, you'll see them more as well too. But as you can tell, it's windy today, and you can tell the temperature's already dropping. I think our high today was only going to be 71, where we've been up in the 80s the last few days. And up until Tuesday, when the front started coming in, it was rather beautiful. It was a shame I really didn't feel up to getting out and doing a whole lot. I just didn't. And I can feel that pollen right there, already in my throat. Yep. Up in my nose. So, we're going to have to call this one short. But I'd like to know if you have any personal storms in your life. Another one that I have is I'm dealing with Trixie. She's getting close to her end of life. And that comes with certain challenges. One's, like incontinence. She can't help it. Y'all always got to be on the lookout for that. Got to clean up after her. Poor old girl's totally blind. I carry her to wherever she needs to go. That all takes time. But you know what? I don't mind. because she gave me every minute of her life. She's my best friend, and has showed me unconditional love. We're going on 19 years. That means something to me. So that's a storm as well. But one I'm willing to face. Heads up. I'm still of no mind to put Trixie down. So y'all, a lot about this video was just to show you we weathered Mother Nature's brutality again. We weathered the storms. And we are weathering our personal health issue storms, financial and emotional as well. And I hope all of y'all are. And if you'd like to share any of your personal challenges and storms in your life, feel free to in the comments below the video. I do read each one of them, and I do want to apologize for not giving everybody a thumbs up and a like on their most recent comments over the last few days. But here again, we had technical difficulties. We're going to try to get caught up today and tomorrow. And I'm sure I got to get caught up on my email too. So, until we see you on the next video, y'all take care out there. Stay safe. And God bless you, your family, friends, and loved ones. Goodbye for now. Spooky, you just gonna sleep? Are you asleep? Your papa? How can you sleep with this wind? It's just cutting right through me. That wind's coming right out of the north now. It's awful cold. Come on, I'm going in. I'm starting to shake. Okay, you lay there. I'm sure the concrete's still warm where the sun was shining on it. And I don't know if the camera's picking it up. But Spooky is just all yellow. In his fur. Yep, that's pollen. Ooh, it is rough out here. That sun peeks out from time to time in between the clouds, and it warms right back up. But we better get on in and check Gracie and Trixie out. Let the bumblebees continue to do their job. Bye, my little bumblebee buddy. Make me proud on those blueberries now. Don't overdo yourself. Trix, what you doing there, girl? Come on. What you doing, baby? Come here, see your papa. You hanging in there? What? You hanging in there? Oh, there comes the carpet monster. What you doing, carpet monster? What you doing there, carpet monster? What, baby? You know Papa love you? You know your Papa love you? I love you, sweetie. You Papa girl, ain't you? Huh? Where's the carpet monster at? She's back behind me. Well, at least you're still crusty. Okay? Do you need some more food? Still got a little bit here, okay? Okay. What do you say, carpet monster? You okay, Gracie? Oh, you just stretch out really big. Huh? You want to show people your heart? Look at that. You got a heart right there on your chest. Did you? Well, you got to show the people. Look. See her heart? Perfect little heart. Right there on her chest. That's my little Gracie. Oh, yeah. She's a mess, ain't she, Trix? Well, let me go download the video, and then I'll come back and get y'all some treats, okay? Hang tight. Later, all.